The panic attacks in particularly had a lot to do with, with what Self-Empower is all about. So I realized that, panic attacks are exactly like the word said, an attack, right? They come out of nowhere when you least expect them, and they really mess with you, right? Panic attacks are a mental sucker punch, not a physical sucker punch, right? And so I came up with this idea of, mental self-defense, right? So I took the principles of self-defense, created my own system, my own method to fight anxiety. My participants are people that are typically they're self-guided, self-taught, so they kind of have an idea already what self-empowerment is. They're also intellectually curious. Having said that, people that are, self-taught, self-guided, or intellectually curious tend to work in isolation many times, right? And because they're independent thinkers, they're not always identifying with, with the crowd, and so it tends to be a kind of a lonely existence in a good way. And I'm including myself in that group. We tend to experience, anxiety when we're going through a transformation, right? So this could be a life crisis that's been any change in your health, or people that go through a divorce, a separation, or an illness, something that really shakes their foundation and makes them look at their lives and think, like, what's going on? They experience an existential crisis, right? And that can be anxiety-inducing for sure. And so people find themselves in that situation when they've experienced a crisis. Some people refer to it as the dark night of the soul. So you're in a transitional period. You suffer an identity crisis. You're no longer the person you used to be. So you're trapped in this sort of existential no man's land where you know that you are becoming somebody else. You're not longer the person you used to be, and you're going to be somebody else. You just don't know what that's going to look like yet. Intellectual wellness is about cultivating, a mind that seeks to be balanced and in peace. And the only way to do that, to be able to understand your thinking. Because I was always in trouble in school, I wasn't a good student. I was always judged by that, and I was always told that I was going to be a nobody, and that I wasn't intelligent enough to comprehend what was being taught in school. Fuck you. Who the fuck do you think you are? That you can predict my life based on an observation that's based on absolutely nothing but the 1 hour you spend with me, maybe a week. And unfortunately, when you're a child and you're going through the school system, you are at the mercy of adults. And adults are the biggest bullies. We tend to think that other kids are bullies. There's a lot of truth to that. But in my life, look around in the world, it is the adults that are doing the bullying, right? The killing and the massacring, and all that kind of stuff. Kind of figure out that what I wanted to do is I wanted to learn how to learn, because obviously I wasn't getting that teaching from schools, right? I wasn't learning. Learning martial arts, learning how to play guitar, learning how to speak another language, learning how to do anything. The formula is the same. Stay tuned for the formula, people.